Hey guys, welcome to BTech. It's Basil here comparing the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 with the Samsung Galaxy S5. Announced at IFA, announced at MWC, they were a few months apart, but on the specs front they are very similar. They do offer different value adds though. You've got an S Pen for example on the Galaxy Note 3 with 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity. On the Samsung Galaxy S5 you've got a heart rate monitor around the back, and the S Health Fitness Suite is tightly integrated into this. We're going to kick off by talking about the design, and they're both uber similar in terms of key button configurations. All the front-facing cameras and sensors are above the screen. They're both Super AMOLED displays, Full HD, 5.7 inches on the Note 3, 5.1 inches on the S5, two capacitive buttons either side of the central home buttons, though the central home button on the S5 is a fingerprint scanner that can launch the phone into a safe mode. You can also do things like authenticate payments and access private photos. On the right side, both devices are power buttons. On the base, both have micro USB 3 ports, though as we said there is an S Pen on the Note 3. The Samsung Galaxy S5, by the way, is water resistant, it's worth mentioning. On the left side, volume rockers on both phones, while up at the top, 3.5mm headphone jacks and an infrared blaster. Design-wise, speaking the same language across both, until you flip them around. The Samsung Galaxy Note 3 has this faux leather stitching with a dappled plastic. On the Samsung Galaxy S5, in complete contrast, we have this loud electric blue. It's also got a more uniform dappling as well, as you can see. It's a lot more matte. It's very different to anything we've seen before. Both do feel good in the hand, but the Samsung Galaxy S5 definitely feels grippier. It feels more soft touch, though design-wise we do prefer the Note 3. Even though we don't like the fake stitching as a rule, the dapple is more demure, more subtle, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S5 is very loud, at least in this colour. Check out our other video for a hands-on with a white version. Switching on both of the phones, we can talk you through the displays, and we can bring them closer into frame to swipe through the applications tray so you can get an idea of exactly how they look. The Note 3 gives you really nice levels of detail, as does the Galaxy S5. The S5 will be a bit sharper given its higher pixel density, so maybe a little bit better for ebook reading, but generally they'll both be very, very good indeed. The UIs are both TouchWiz, so two different types. On the left side of the Galaxy S5 home screens is this HTC Blink feedy type user interface. My Magazine app it's called. The My Magazine app on the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 is activated if we swipe up from the bottom. So immediately you can see it's not connected to the internet, so it's not pulling content, but it does slow the phone down quite a bit. Both doing the same thing though, aggregating news. The Samsung Galaxy S5's version does look better. It's much nicer to use than the Note 3 version, because the magazine UI on the Note 3, despite the 3 GB of RAM on board, really did, like we said, slow it down. You've also got different notification trays. While you have the same kinds of options, they look much cleaner on the Samsung Galaxy S5. You've also got shortcuts to S Finder and Quick Connect. S Finder will search your phone for documents and applications, while Quick Connect will actually connect your device, as the name suggests, to Bluetooth or Wi-Fi Direct compatible devices around you, saving you having to jump into an overcomplicated menu system. So yeah, we really do like that. Pinching through, you can see the Pinch home screen management system is different. You've got a very Sony-esque, Google Nexus 5-esque management system on the Samsung Galaxy S5. Here you can toggle the My Magazine app and tweak your transition effect as well, whereas the Note 3 has an HTC traditional style Leap mode as introduced on the original Desire. So as far as the other specs goes, you've got 13 megapixel camera on the Note 3, whereas you have a 16 megapixel camera on the Samsung Galaxy S5 with a whole load of new features, such as an improved HDR mode as well as a background defocus system. We tried it out earlier and it does seem to work well. Detail's pretty good, but there's still no optical image stabilization on either device, so both will perform relatively similarly, though the S5 was a lot quicker to autofocus. Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor in the Note 3 clocked to 2.23 GHz, and you've got 3 GB of RAM, 2.5 GHz clock speed on the Samsung Galaxy S5, though you have 2 GB of RAM. Generally though, they're pretty similar: Cat4 LTE, USB 3 connectivity, NFC, microSD expandability, as well as 16 or 32GB variants available. So that's been a quick comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S5 and the Note 3. If you've got any questions about either of Samsung's respective flagships for their phablet and phone range, just fire them in the comments section below if you're watching this on YouTube. And make sure if you enjoyed this video, you click the like button. If you like the channel in general, subscribe and head over to btech.com, where you can find the latest in smartphones, tablets, smart gadgets, and some awesome deals as well. At the top of the screen is where you can find 3 hand-picked videos for your viewing pleasure. On the left is where you can subscribe, and on the right hand side you can find some exclusive deals if you head over to btech.com.